Right, today it looks like we are going to do some photography. We have two HP oscilloscope cameras in here, the HP 198A and the HP 197A. Look at those beauties. And of course, these are absolutely necessary to take pictures of your beautiful oscillograms on your analog scope. I am guilty myself of having used similar things. There is an old lab book of mine dated 1991, and you can see the beautiful oscillograms I took at the time with a similar setup. Not that long ago, that was still the best way to take a quote-unquote screen capture of your nice analog scope. Here you have both of them. The 1965 model and the 1970 model, and this one is supposed to be a low cost, and this one, the party trick is the focusing mechanism with curtains of light, so I have to figure out what that is. The 197 was made from 1965 to 1986. It's still in the 86 catalog, believe it or not. Whereas the 198 is only from, which catalog is that? 1970. It disappears in 1978, so a much shorter run of these. Big difference is that this one has a far better lens. This one has a f over 1.9, where the lower cost is made out of a regular commercial camera. It's f over 3.5, so much slower camera. This one has a mains power. I think that's all there is to it. Yep. This one has some electrical stuff in it, but it has no mains power. It was battery operated, and I looked at here, but I see nothing for a battery. I think that's unused. And then I noticed there's a little door here. Is this our battery compartment? Oh no. Actually, this is not too bad. Blue seal, ever ready. Got that one. Yeah, come here. Well, you know, all said, not as bad as I thought. I think we just lucked out because vintage batteries are better than regular ones. Yeah, that's not too corroded on that side. We escaped catastrophe here. I like how the back says Polaroid. Oh, what a good company that was. The electronics are limited to light bulb circuit, so that shouldn't be such a problem. There we go. You can tell this is just a commercial camera stuck inside a box. Our focus is this, and the whole thing moves. And then you have the trick mirrors over here, which I hopefully are aligned. Alright, so now I need to clean the back. So what you have to clean is the rollers. Yes, you can see they have the usual goop from the chemical. You unclip it. Aha! They knew this was going to happen. Alright. Yeah, this has never been removed. Alright. So we can see inside this beauty. Wire is working beautifully. Yeah. Okay, that was sweet. And oh, much better. So I don't have the right battery, so I'll do it with a power supply on. Yep, I do see it. There you go. All right, on both sides. Then it goes on the strict thing, goes on the mirrors. It makes two curtains of light and allow you to adjust the focus. So here's what you get. You get the little lamp housing, then there's two beams of light that come out here. It gets reflected by the mirrors, and it makes two curtains of light. When they touch you in focus, it will be easily showable. Okay, at least this works again. And yes, I can see two curtains of light. Okay, I think you can see it. If I get in there, there you go. So out here I am too much in focus one way. There somewhat perfect focus, and there I'm too much in focus the other way. Of something of that ilk. Really a trick focus mechanism here. Alright, let me see how I can adjust that. Okay, found it. It's this adjustment on the side, which is not documented on the manual, so that's been an added feature. So now it should work perfect. Out of focus, in focus, too far in. So like right here. And oops, make this reappear. There you go, we're ready to take a picture. Which brings us to the topic of film, which is not made anymore. So this is the original film, the Polaroid, 3000 speed, so it's very fast, black and white. This box is an eBay find from 1983. God knows how it was preserved. So since I have it, I put it in the fridge, of course, but we don't know if that works. Then Fujifilm continued a little longer, used before 2015. I'm 10 years too late. This was probably manufactured in the early 2000s. I think they did it until 2004. I don't remember exactly, something like that, early 2000. But you can still buy today. It has been remarketed for use with these Instax cameras. The Polaroid process is amazing. The guy that invented that, particularly for color film, they need a Nobel Prize or something. Likewise, the Polaroid plant in the Netherlands has been saved by people for the same market. But it's a very different process. First, it's color, much slower. And then this is a one piece. You don't peel it off. This is peel off. And apparently the chemistry and the way you do it is incompatible. So they never revived at the Polaroid plant that they saved. They never revived the peel off. So why don't you do it? You've done all the work for this one. So it's an $8 million investment to revive the different process for a much smaller market. It doesn't make any sense. So we're stuck with that, the old film from the 80s, the old film from the 2000s, and the new recent film that is not compatible. Let's try with our new old Polaroid 3000 speed, the original. So that's the one I used when I was a baby engineer for black and white pictures only. Oh yes, I remember that. Yes, after your pictures are done, you code them so they last, and it works. Man, the pictures in my notebooks are still good. Okay, 40 and some odd years too late, we open the thing, and voila, is your cartridge. That's the protector film. And that's you get only 8 exposures, so and those were expensive. So I remember the lab managers getting mad if we used too many of those. we place it in there. Did I say we place it in there? Yeah, it fits. Then you close it. It did close. Let me make sure I get a good picture here. That's pretty good. Close that. We don't need any more lights. Let's do that. Okay. Lens at 8 and speed at 4. So we take this guy out, arm it, and 1 and a 2, done. And then you go here. Oh no, it's doing it. Then it pulls this one out, and then you get it through the rollers. Oh, it failed. It's totally dry. So it should have been full of chemicals, and the chemical patch should have gotten the developer chemicals over here, stuck those two in, and developed the picture. But the chemicals have, what happened? Did it dry out? I think so. I think that's what happened. The way it works is that there's a pouch of chemical here, and it gets spread and evenly distributed from the negative to the positive. You let it develop for whatever the 30 seconds, and then you peel it off. I think it's all gone. Basically, it's dry. Let's try another time, but I think it will be just as dry. Expose. Take the film out. Roll it. And nope. Totally dry. So use before 1983 didn't work, and let's do use before 2015. I was told had been preserved in cold, which is essential for it to last any time. That feels a lot tougher. Maybe this one will work. Okay, it's similar. If that doesn't work, then we'll have to go with the Instax film, which works, but man, we have to do some stuff completely in the dark. And this doesn't start too good. Ooh, it might be completely hosed. Okay. Let me turn all the lights off and I'll try to do something in the dark.
Moments later.
Okay, I'm back from my dark operation. I left a few of the red LEDs on, and that was just enough. I extracted it fine. There it is. So we should expose and see what happens. Alright. Use before 2015 instead of... Oh man! Okay. Instead of use before 1983, did we gain anything? Aha! That behaved normally. Here's the whole film. This one comes from Japan. Actually, I bought it in eBay Japan. 20 seconds at 68, so it should be good. We get the beginning of a picture, it did something. And on the negative you can see it. It smeared a bit. Let's try it again. Over here 1/8 arm. Try it. Okay. All right. Some smearing in the middle. I think I can even expose less. Smile. Done. Shoop. There you go. I'll give it a good 30 seconds. Okay, third time's the charm. It sure is. Look at that beautiful oscillogram. Okay, so there you have it, at least with our first low-cost camera. Alright, after our smashing success with our first low-cost camera, I want to try the super duper one, the 197A, which once again predates the 198. This one has a much larger lens, f over 1.9 I think. It has an electronic shutter, so you need to give it power. And it rattles, so it has stuff in it. Oh, PCB! Transistors, oh my! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solenoids, 4 voltages, a shutter speed multivibrator, a UV control multivibrator, this UV bulb over here. It's not a flash, it's just a UV continuous wave lamp tube. Then it's improved. It has an IC in it. Prefix 1528. Prefix 15 something means it's a 1975 instrument. That's what it is exactly. It has electrolytics up to wazoo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and maybe 7 caps to check. Okay. Remove bottom cover, 6 screws. Move that. Oh, eee. Oh, it's not too bad. It's not decomposing. The glue went away. Okay. Remove 3 screws on left side for right hand cover. 3 screws. Maybe it's those 3 over here. Yes. Oh. To disengage cover from pins on the rear frame. So I guess I'm doing the right thing. Yes, we're getting somewhere. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Here we go. Remove 3 screws, 1st, 3rd, and 5th from the right side. So it's the same story. You go there, you push. Oh! Alright. It was binding in the front. Oh, 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 there we go. And we found what was rattling around. All right, we got that. This is 1965, but high end. There's a solenoid to control the shutter electronically. There are 2 UV tubes tucked in there. I wonder if we can make those glow. Yeah, that's it. You can see the UV tubes right here. It looks like a proper camera now. They want graphite lubrication on the rails. Why would you want graphite stuff where there's optics around? That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, much better. This one here is not fine at all. Very rusty. Okay, now it's better. I wanted to see if my tubes were actually working, my UV tubes, and it's not really documented on this model. It says it has been deleted, but I have it. And I don't know if you can see it. I can see it with my eye. The camera is picking up absolutely nothing. It's super extra weak though. There you go, you see it here. The idea is that the UV lamp will make your CRT background glow, and that will serve as a grating illumination, which I don't need on my scope because it has a flood gun that does that. Well, on the board, all the caps checked good, all perfect, but I found the screw was floating around in the power supply, which is never good, so I put it back together. I finally understood where that loose part came from. And there is a screw missing on the other side, right here, which could be a problem because it's a light leak, right? So I have to re-add a screw like this one. Will that work? Oh, I think it's fixed. We are done. Plug it in. Oh, I heard a noise. 2 seconds. 1 second. Half second. Quarter second. T. Yeah, it's all working. And as I was getting myself ready to mount the camera on the scope, I wondered how to focus this thing, and I'm realizing I am missing an important part of the instrument. There is supposed to be a focus plate stored at the bottom. That's where it goes. And then you're supposed to put it here. It's supposedly a depolished plate, and it has a special little prism in the middle. And then you focus on it, and I don't have that, so that's a bummer. Put it on the top, grab it, go down. Yep, that grabs. Do I see? Oh yeah, the UV stuff works. I can see the graticle, and turn the UV on, and there you go. And of course on this scope I don't need it because the scope has a flood gun that does the exact same thing with electrons, but we have the UV elimination option on this instrument. Excellent. But now my problem is, how do I focus on this thing? So the idea is you're supposed to put a piece of depolished glass here, and you open the shutter, and then you can focus. But I don't have the piece of glass the special glass in question. So I must improvise something.
Moments later.
Alright, I have found my way to a solution. On my paper cutter, I cut this to size. This is a piece of thin plastic, and it fits. So now I need to depolish it. So this is 2000 grit. Okay, let's try that. Alright. Oh yes. Oh, we have it. Right there. Lock it. Okay, I'll store it as it should be stored at the bottom. Alright, so next step is, since I have only one good cassette of film, I have to move the pack that's in here to in here in a dark room.
Soon after.
Okay, I'm back. The film is in there from the dark room, and I think it wasn't too hard actually. Okay, I'll use the same setting as I did with the other camera. F8, 1/15th of a second, and then 1 and 2, and then up, and voila. A little sticky. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Exposure is fine. The film is old, right? So we'll call that success. So the next experiment, that's the difficult one. This is where I use modern Instax film. That's this guy, and I have to transfer. I have to open one cassette in the dark, take one of the film which is different, dismantle one of these in the dark, put the film the right way, put it in the camera in the dark, and then take an exposure. Then I have to go back in the dark because I cannot pull it out.
Right.
Pull it out from that camera, put it back in the original Instax cartridge, put it back in the other Instax camera. This guy, expose in the dark, and then it will push it out and develop it. So I had to practice a little bit with it not in the dark. So here I've already put one of these Instax films in it, and I even managed to put one of the black protectors. So that's how the film looks. So this is the exposure side, and then it rolls it, and then it develops on the other side. Man, how do you do that?
Interesting.
So that's how it is in the Instax cartridge. So I have to take the cartridge out in the dark, then I have to push it out here, whip, all right, in the dark, and it hardly comes out here. Then you put it, take it out. Then, if I want to do it real well, I can put my black film, then this guy, the right side up, and then this fellow. It's very clever how it's stacked. Then this, and this I have modified so you can actually slide it on and off, which is a little easier than the original. So I have to get that over, and you have to push this. These are important. You know, the springs that will push your negative. And there we go. I have a prepared cartridge. Put it in the camera. Remove that. Take an exposure. At this point, I need to go back in the darkroom, then put it back into here and develop it. I cannot roll it out of this. The rollers are different, and then I wouldn't have nothing to pull. Normally, you're not supposed to pull it back. It's crimped, but I undid the crimp. But the way the thing is done originally, here is one original film, and it has a negative and a positive, and a pouch that has the chemical, which is now dry, which is why they don't work. It goes like this. Then they have the negative in here. Actually, a stack of negative. So imagine you have a stack of those. Then this is over it. Then this goes here. So the file, the positive, is not in contact with the negative in this process until it's rolled out. So that's how it is. That's your first one, which brings the negative. You expose that, and then when you pull this, oh, I didn't do it the correct way, because that should have. What did I do wrong? Yeah. I did it. You pull this. It's not very nice the way I did it, but it will pull that through the rollers. That thing will be still in, and the rollers will bring these two into contact. Get the pouch with the chemical spread. Put those two into contact, and you end up with those two stuck together. You wait 30 seconds, you peel that one off, and you have your product. Man, it's genius.
So
this
clever.
Is absolutely genius. Okay, so my little darkroom experiment seems to have worked. I loaded one of the Instax films. So if we do this, okay, that should have worked. Then going back into the darkroom. All right, I think my little darkroom operation worked. I have the film in there. Tape shut. I add it in the right direction. Oh, I see it coming.
That's pretty good.
It looks like success to me. It's in focus. There is something on the print. It's underexposed. I'm impressed with myself. All right, underexposed by I don't know how much, maybe 2 stops. All right, try the second. Back to the darkroom. All right. Yeah, I put it in the right direction again.
Nice.
That is pretty neat. I can see the green of it. So it somehow transfers the negative in color to the front through the paper. How did they figure that out? I don't know. All right, it's getting better and better. The contrast coming up. I could bring up the background more, and that would be more green. Okay, one more. I turn the background way up. Done. And I put it in the right direction again. What do you think of this masterwork?
That's awesome.
Yes. All right, I think we have achieved nirvana. Put some of the original black and whites in there.
Yeah, that last one looks great.
Yeah. There's one experiment I haven't done yet. I'm burning to do it. All right. Mike, look up this way and smile. It's
oh, look at that.
Mike in 1966. Look at that. it has this vintage tint to it. It's not fully developed yet, but it works. And here is Mike fully developed. Still looks like 1975 now, maybe.